Welcome to Booking Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, the Chosen One, Brandon T, and we're going to be going through it here. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can at Chosen One BDT. All right. You're wondering probably why we don't have a video format. Well, this is what booking wrestling is all about. And we're going to show you here shortly. Okay. We're going to be booking TNA from we're going to have the roster from September of 03. And we're going to book a show today at the end of the show, kind of give you a concept of what we're going to do. We're going to talk about some other stuff during the show, and so just kind of tune in for that and see where that goes. We're going to lead you. We're going to start out right now. Why don't we just go ahead and start out the show with what we're going to start out with? Let's do the Super Juniors, the best of the Super Juniors 25. The finals is going to come down to Takahashi and Ishimori. So, I watched the best of the Super Juniors 25 this year. I've watched just about every bit of it. I didn't get to see I think it was Thursday's show. I didn't get to see it, but I got to see the rest of them. This is going to be an incredible finals tomorrow. It comes on in the morning around, I think, my time, which I'm on Central Time, so it'll probably be about 4 in the morning. My time, so that's here in the U.S. But, I think this is going to be incredible. The winners, usually the winner challenges the champion at Dominion, which is next Saturday morning, and I can't wait for that because we're going to get into that just a little bit in just a few minutes. But if they do that, it will be the winner of this match will take on Will Ospreay for the IWGP IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. Ishimori is the winner of the A block, and Takahashi was the winner of the B block. So can't wait to see what that's going to look like when it comes out. Now, I've been wondering about this other situation we're talking about, and that's the G1 special in San Francisco this year with the ticket sales down and everything. I was wondering if Axs TV was going to have it. It looks like they are. July the 7th at 8/7 Central Time. Can't wait for that. That will be on Axs TV. If you don't have Axs TV, the best way to get it, the best way to do this, I did the G1 special this way last year. Now I have Axs TV because I have Direct TV now. But if you don't have Axs TV on your cable provider and you do have the internet, you can go to Sling TV and sign up for a 7-day free trial. That way you will get the G1 special in there. So just go do that if you have not. If you want to watch the G1 special, I'd wait till about either the day before or the day of the G1 special to sign up for Sling TV so you can get it for the week for free. It's a cool little concept, but you will have Axs TV on there for free for a week, so you get to check out the G1 special live from San Francisco. Now, the ticket sales, I don't know if they've bumped up any or if they're still down. A lot of the reason that it's down is because of, they've done the Strong Style Bob show here in the United States. They've done a bunch of different stuff. You've got Cody's All-In show coming in September, which sold out in 30 minutes. Sold out in 30 minutes with over 10,000. It's not been done since, besides WWE in the last 10 years. But anyway, so you need to check that out if you want to do that. Get it on Sling TV. All right. So what we're going to talk about next is, it's going to be awesome. I cannot wait for this deal because it's just going to be a fun outing. It's going to be Dominion this coming Saturday night. But it's this Saturday. It's going to be Saturday morning for us. It'll be Saturday night for Japan, Saturday morning for us. So I'll be up probably around, I think it starts around 2 a.m. We're going to get to see Okada Omega 4. And this is going to be no time limit. Best 2 out of 3 falls. Can't wait to check this out. It's going to be off the charts. You're going to have to check it out. I'm a subscriber to NJPW World, so I will be watching it next Saturday morning. I've got my special time to wake up at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. I don't remember. I think I'm going to wake up about 3 a.m. because that first hour is really nothing, but a bunch of 5-man tags and stuff like that, or 10-man tags, and stuff like that. But yeah, Okada Omega 4 is going to be off the charts. I've watched all 3 of their previous matches. Wrestle Kingdom was awesome. Dominion last year went the time limit and was off the charts. Probably one of the best matches I've seen in a long time. And then they had the G1 match, G1 Climax match. Last year, the winner would get into the championship to face Naito, and it ended up being Kenny Omega beating Okada, but it wasn't for the IWGP Championship. My thing here is, do they have enough confidence in Kenny Omega to put him into to put the title on him? That's my thing. I'd love to see Omega with the title. Okada's got it right now. He's had it for almost 2 years. It will be 2 years this month that he's had it. If he beats Omega, it'll be his 13th title defense, which is he's already got the record for 12. So now you can get it for with 13 and make it a little bit stronger. But I really honestly think they're going to probably put the title on Omega come Dominion. I think Omega's it's his time. He's stuck around. He's had nothing but incredible matches. So yeah, I think they're going to put the title on him, and I kind of hope they do. Another match at this event that I'm looking most forward to is Naito versus Jericho. Chris Jericho back in New Japan. Guess they worked out the money deal because he's back. I believe this is going to be one of the match stealers. You got 2 main event matches right here. You got Okada Omega 4. You got Naito and Jericho. This is going to be an impressive match. If you're not a subscriber to NJPW World, you need to get subscribed to it. I'm telling you right now, you do not want to miss this show. It's coming up this Saturday morning at 2 a.m. I believe my time is start time. So that would be Eastern time, 3, and Pacific time would be 12 a.m. So either way, if you're not a subscriber to NJPW World, you need to, because these are 2 matches that you're going to want to see, because I'm telling you right now, Omega Okada is going to steal the show once again, I promise you. There's no doubt they're going to have one of the most incredible matches ever. No time limit, best 2 out of 3 falls. I cannot wait. I've really just been looking for a match like this. It's just going to take over. I'm sure it is. We're going to move on here because we got to get to some other stuff before we go booking our territory this week, because we're going to be doing TNA roster from September of 2003. That's something, I can't wait to see how we're going to do it, because I watched the 9/3/03 episode of TNA Impact, and we're going to get to that in just a few minutes. But let's go to our next segment, which will be Impact Wrestling's Under Pressure this past weekend. Let's check it out and see what all went down on Impact Under Pressure. Now, I watched the show. I have to admit, I have not seen much of Impact Wrestling up until recently again. I had stopped watching because it just really had not done anything for me. So I figured I'd give it another shot since they got the GWN network and the Global Wrestling Network. I figured I'd give it another shot. That way, I could check it out. So I got on there and I've been watching some old content. That's what gave me the idea to do this Booking Wrestling podcast, because what we're going to be using for the Booking Wrestling podcast is the EWR Revenge game. And that's why I was doing audio only, because I'm going to pull this up. You're going to actually be able to see me book the wrestlers and all that. So stay tuned for that. Don't flip the channel just yet. We're going to watch that. All right, let's get to Impact Under Pressure. It was their TV pay-per-view type deal, and our first match in the opening match was Eli Drake versus Scott Steiner, which, oh my gosh, I mean, Steiner does good, like when he ain't got to move fast, but him moving in the ring was absolutely horrific. He looked terrible. He looked like he was 100 years old, which he basically is. Anyway, I couldn't wait for that match to get over. Eli Drake hit Scott Steiner with a chair to the head from the outside of the ring while the referee wasn't paying attention. Eli gets in there and gets the pinfall and gets the victory over Scott Steiner. So Eli Drake picks up the win in the first match. Okay, in the second match, we're going to talk about is Tessa Blanchard and Madison Rayne. Tessa Blanchard has got a mean streak in her. She looks good. She's got the ability. Madison Rayne coming back. I was kind of expecting a little more out of this match. Not too bad. It wasn't a bad match. Madison Rayne, somehow I don't know what the booking deal here is. I would have probably put Tessa over clean, but I guess they're trying to build a little something with her. You know, Tessa's new to Impact. Why not let her dominate this match, get the win? I just didn't understand it, but what can I say? I'm not a booker, am I? But I'm going to try to book some wrestling here and let you see how you would think it would be in this situation. But give me your opinion. You want to leave a comment below telling me about it. Just what do you think? Do you think they should have let Tessa win over Madison Rayne? Because I just did not see why Madison Rayne would win this. I mean, she did a quick roll up, but I was hoping I was going to let Tess go over because I thought, you know, she had the mean streak. She had the look. She was dominating, but Madison Rayne got the win. So, okay. All right, we move on to our next deal. It was the LAX segment, or the LXA layer. Santana and Ortiz playing cards with Eddie Kingston shows up with the booze and briefcase full of something. But he then brings two ladies in to tend to Santana and Ortiz. He then wants the duo to get revenge on Caleb Conley and Trevor Lee. They will meet next week on Impact. That should be a pretty okay match. We'll see how it is. The Cult of Lee and LAX next week on Impact. So after that segment, we moved on to Desmond Xavier versus Brian Cage for the #1 contender for the X Division Championship. This was a pretty good match. I have to give it to you. It kept me interested. Cage dominated a lot of the match. Xavier got his stuff in. It ended up with Cage winning, so he will go on to fight. It looks like he'll go on to face Matt Sydal. Brian Cage looked very dominant, very much like a monster in this. They were booking him right in this, I thought. Gave you a little hope that Xavier was going to pull it off, but he didn't. So Brian Cage picked up the win in that. And then we moved on to the Ali Su Young last rights match for the Impact Knockouts Championship. It was an okay match. It was decent. I will say that. Su Young picked up the win, and she's the new Knockouts champion. I love the costume she wears and or makeup and stuff she does, and Ali looked good with it. And I loved Su Young's expression when Ali came out, and you know, with her look. So that was a good deal. All right, I'm moving a little fast through this, but they recapped the rivalry between Eddie Edwards and Sami Callahan, which has been pretty good lately. But Eddie Edwards was backstage. He told Alicia he wanted a match with no ropes, no ring, no referee, in the woods, is on. Alicia is not happy with this. Edwards says he's going to the woods to murder Sami Callahan. So we'll see how that plays out. Slammiversary is coming up July 22nd. I wonder where they're going to build, if they're going to build it all the way to that. what we're going to do. But it's going to probably be a non-sanctioned match. You know, they're going to try to do something like they did with Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa at NXT TakeOver. After that segment, we move on to Pentagon Jr. and Austin Aries for the Impact World Championship. What a match this was. And I'm going to take you back to a clip at the end of this match because to me it was a pretty good match in my opinion. So let's see. Here we go. That was a clip from Impact Under Pressure this past week where Austin Aries, they both got counted out. They got back in the ring. Pentagon basically saying this has got to continue until there's a winner. Austin Aries says ring the bell. The referee turns around to ring the bell. He kicks him in the crotch, picks him up for the brain buster. 1, 2, 3, beats Pentagon. These two are good match. I mean, they've had good matches for. They had it at WrestleCon. They had it at Redemption. Now they have it at Under Pressure here. This was the first time they've met one-on-one. I thought it was a decent match. Could have been better. I don't know why they, took the title off of Pentagon Jr. this quick. If they want to put it back on Austin Aries this quick, or if there's something, working agreement or some reason that Pentagon Jr. just couldn't. Maybe he's just not going to go any further with Impact, or maybe he's taking some time off from Impact. But either way, I thought it was a good match. I thought Under Pressure was better than, it was better than I was expecting it to be. And so it was a pretty decent match. But, yeah, I'm going to watch Impact this week. I'll probably do a video on it. I'm going to try to do a live feed of Dominion's last two main event matches Saturday morning. I'm not going to do, I'm just going to be doing the talk. If you're watching it, you can watch it. If you're not watching it, you can just listen to me do the play-by-play of the last two matches, hopefully. If you would like to see that, just comment in the section below, and I'll be sure to be up. I'm going to be up either way to watch it, but I will be up and call it live on YouTube if you want me to. Booking wrestling. Now, what we're talking about with the booking, the wrestling part, is, I was going to let you know that we're going to do the 2003 TNA roster, okay? So we're going to go to that, and this is what I'm talking about. The EWR Revenge game, okay? If you've never played it, I'm sorry. But it's pretty cool if you like to book games. It's not it's just like it's like you're really booking a show. And you're getting your roster together and you can create your own. I'm just doing this right now, doing NWA TNA from 2003. I know it says July 4th, 2018. It's really June 3rd, but it's got July 4th on there because it goes a month ahead of time. But we're going to do it booked in today's time. But this is back when TNA had their weekly pay-per-views. And I'm going to show you the roster first. Okay, we got Abyss. We got all this going on, so just make sure you tune in for it. And we're going to try to do everything that we can do with it and just see where it goes. Okay, but I'm going to take you back to 9303. This was the TNA Impact from the Asylum. Had an opening package for War Games. They were calling it Bloody Bloody Wednesday. And then the first match was Mad Mikey versus Laz. Now, Mad Mikey was Crash Holly in the WWE. He had passed not too long after this. I mean, 2 months later, he had passed. After that match, Mad Mikey won. It was Terry Taylor interviewing Dusty Rhodes about the Bloody Bloody Wednesday, which means they're doing the War Games concept inside of a steel cage with weapons inside. So And every 90 seconds, a new competitor will start with 2, and then every 90 seconds, a new competitor will come into the ring. And the match will actually not begin until after everybody's in the ring. You cannot win until the end of that. So Terry Taylor interviewed Dusty Rhodes about that. Then we had the Super X Cup. You're going to have 4 international wrestlers and 4 American wrestlers. Okay, 2 different brackets, and they would meet in the finals. So you're having semifinals and finals. You know what I mean. First one was Juventud Guerrera versus Nasawa. Juventud Guerrera beat him with a 450 splash. Then we moved to an interview with Terry Taylor interviewing Father Mitchell, and Glenn Gilberti interrupted, talking about they need to be on the same page here. All right, our next match was then the Super X Cup Part 2, which was Teddy Hart versus Johnny Storm. Teddy Hart picked up the win in that. Then we was backstage with Sonny Siaki and Johnny Swinger, Simon Diamond, and Shane Douglas, who are members of the team that were going out there to be in War Games. Then we had the Super X Cup American side, which was Chris Sabin versus Jerry Lynn. Chris Sabin picked up that win. I'm telling you, it was so far back. This was back when they was doing pay-per-views for the $9.95 every Wednesday night. I would have probably paid for this one. I did not see it back when it happened. The first time I ever saw it was just now. I watched it now. Don Callis comes out, and Sabin picked up the win with the roll-up on Jerry Lynn. He had distracted Jerry Lynn. Terry Taylor had an interview with Raven, who was also going to be in the War Games matchup later on. Then it was the Super X Cup, Frankie Kazarian versus Michael Shane. Frankie Kazarian picks up the win. After that match, which was a decent match as well, Terry Taylor was interviewing AJ Styles with Vince Russo. And Vince Russo, my gosh, man. The man's terrible now, but back then it's just, I don't know. He can find a way to screw up just about anything. Then you had the Super X semifinal match, Teddy Hart versus Juventud Guerrera. Juventud picked up the win. Went to some interrogator segment. It was some interview with like the security for TNA Impact or something. So, whatever. The other Super X semi-cup final, Chris Sabin versus Frankie Kazarian. Chris Sabin beat Kazarian. Then Kid Cash had an interview. And then we were right back at the Super X Cup finals where Chris Sabin took on Juventud Guerrera and won. So Chris Sabin won the Super X Cup. Then we had a little Roddy Piper segment, like a little video package on him. And then it was Bloody Wednesday. It was like War Games. Eric Watts was the special enforcer. 3 Live Crew was the ring bell, the timekeeper, and the announcer. So Brian James was on was the ring announcer at this time. There's weapons all on his cage. It looked pretty cool, but again, the match was, to me, I thought it was very well put together. I really did. I didn't, I just never, I'd never seen it, but it was good. Christopher Daniels entered first. Second, first for Russo's team. Jeff Jarrett entered first for Dusty's team. They had a good bout, and then the match finally got started. And then 90 seconds later, AJ came in. They double-teamed on Jarrett. Him and Daniels did. And then Wildcat Chris Harris entered for Dusty after that. Then Simon Diamond entered. It was D'Lo Brown entered. Shane Douglas entered. James Storm entered. Johnny Swinger entered. And then the final entry was Raven. So after everybody got in the match, it was a good match. Jeff Jarrett's team did win. It was an all-out brawl. And that's how the show ended, with an all-out brawl. So let's get to our next concept, which, let's see if we can pull it up here, which is going to be, I'm trying to get it pulled up, so give me just a second, guys. I'm going to just, all I'm going to do is sitting here trying to get it fixed, so give me just a hair of a second, okay. Oh, I don't know if I should just, but I mean, I was watching that, and I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't, how well the match was put together. Anything Russo's involved in can be terrible. I mean, it can. It's just, I'm not, Russo's done some good stuff, but he brings a lot of this bad juju on himself, So that's it. So here we go. We're going to go pull this up. All right, this is what the booking sheet looks like, okay? Now, we're going to do a pre-show match, which is the 0. Then we're going to do one match, or we're going to do 4 matches and 4 segments. That's what we're going to do right here and now. Now, remember, we're working with TNA's 03 roster. Okay, so you got a lot of different options. Now, what I've come up with on this one, our pre-show match, is probably going to be, because Chris Sabin was a heel at this time, and Teddy Hart was a face. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Teddy Hart versus Chris Sabin. That's my first match, and that's going to be on the pre-show. We're going to put Chris Sabin over by cheating. So he's going to, win by somehow cheating, to win. Because he's a heel. Don't need to give him a clean win over a babyface in the pre-show. Give him that. That'll get them fired up. So we're going to open up the show with Michael Shane versus Frankie Kazarian for the X Division Championship. That's what I'm thinking about opening up with. So that should be a good one to open up with. So we're going to open up with Chris. Right now it's going to be, Chris Sabin over Teddy Hart in the opening bout. Now look, I'm gonna get this whole booking wrestling podcast down better. So stick with me. We're just working through the motions until I can get everything figured out the way we're going to actually do the show, format it, and everything like that. But let's go to our next one. We're going to do an interview, and this time we're going to do we're going to open up. That's right. This is the opening match. It's going to be the X Division title match. And we're going to put it with Michael Shane versus Frankie Kazarian, which should be, I think it should be this would be a good match, I think, especially from the 2003 roster. Frankie Kazarian he's still good today, but he was good then. This is for the NWA Division title. And we're gonna give Kazarian the win, but it's gonna be by DQ, so that way the title don't change hands. We can build a future match with these two, But after it's over, after that, deal's over, they're gonna brawl to the back. So that's gonna put that. That's gonna be able to build a future match between these two, especially if they had pay-per-views or whatnot, it would be better. So if you can look on the screen, you can see now where it says Frankie Kazarian over Michael Shane. All right. This is our first segment of the night. So what do we want to do on our first segment? Gosh, to be honest with you, I really don't know. So let's see here. We're going to... Oh, we got another match coming up. Let's do an angle in the back where... We're going to do this because... I'm going to do a backstage sneak attack. That's what we're going to do. Attacker is going to be AJ Styles. He's a heel. So he'll be attacking the face, which will be because we're going to have a number one contenders match later on tonight, and Jeff Jarrett's going to be in that match. So we're going to book a one-on-one angle involving Styles and Jarrett, where Styles will attack Jarrett backstage, which will lead to, which is going to lead to their matchup later on down the road. Okay, so we're going to come back in with our second matchup of the night, and it's going to be a one-on-one match with Amazing Red. The Amazing Red is going to take on Christopher Daniels. Let's do Christopher Daniels on this show because I want to see, I would think that, well, you know what? We'll do Elix Skip. Let's do Elix Skip. And these two are going to probably, we're going to put Amazing Red over in this one, clean. Yeah, we're going to put Amazing Red over clean in this one. So that will be this is, like I said, this is the weekly pay-per-views that TNA used to put on. So now we're going to put Amazing Red over now. Okay, our next segment up is going to be an interview with America's Most Wanted, James Storm and Chris Harris. So let's do that. Because, they were America's Most Wanted back then. We'll do that, and they're targeting the New Church, which is who they're going to be fighting tonight for the number one contender spot for the NWA TNA Tag Team Championships, which is Brian Lee and Slash. They were their manager was Father James Mitchell, which was a good one. They're going to hype up an up-and-coming matchup. So there you go, interview with Johnny and Wildcat. All right. Now we're going to do that match. That's going to be the next match on the card. It's going to be a good little tag team matchup. And let's see here. All right. Now, if you got any suggestions on it, we're going to do the TNA 2003 booking for a few weeks. We're going to try it and just see how we can go with it and what you think about us booking the 2003. If there's a time period that we can try to do, we'll try to do it. Just comment in the section below and I'll see what we can come up with, So we're going to get to that. Let's see. It was Chris Harris and James Storm. There's James Storm right there. That's going to be, no, not for the NWA Tag Team titles. That's just going to be a number one contenders match, which Chris Harris will pick up over Brian Lee cleanly. And then we're going to put them over for a future tag team match with the tag team champions. So that will be America's Most Wanted over the New Church. I need to go back and change this interview because I don't think it's right. Let's see here. Yeah, I think I messed up with this one, so we're going to go back and do it. Do Chris Harris, excuse me, and James Storm against Brian Lee and Slash the New Church, which is Just cool. If you watched it back then, I used to watch a little bit of TNA back then, and it was good. So you got America's Most Wanted interview, and then America's Most Wanted over the new church. So there we go. All right. So we got another segment coming up. We're going to have AJ Styles interview where he's verbally attacking Jeff Jarrett. Where is it at? This was back when Jeff Jarrett and Jerry Jarrett owned TNA. Okay, well, we're going to have one slot left open, but we're going to do the main event. It's going to be a match between Jeff Jarrett and Shane Douglas to decide who's going to be the number one contender for the NWA World Championship. That one, I think this would be a pretty decent matchup. And as far as the roster looks, these are the two that it could be, and we're going to put Jeff Jarrett over. Jeff Jarrett's going to win clean. After the match, AJ's going to run down, and AJ's going to attack Jeff Jarrett. We're going to have a failed run-in attack on Jeff Jarrett. That's what we're going to do. Have a failed run-in attack on Jeff Jarrett. So then the purpose of that is to build for a future match on Jeff Jarrett. This is our event this week. This is what we've picked out. We've got Chris Sabin over Teddy Hart, Frankie Kazarian over Michael Shane. We've got a 1-versus-1 angle involving Styles and Jarrett, where Styles will attack Jarrett backstage. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to make the main event match. The Amazing Red over Elect Skipper. Then we're going to have an interview with America's Most Wanted before they take on the Church. America's Most Wanted is then going to take on the Church. They're going to beat the Church to get their number one contenders match for the tag team titles in the weeks to come, which if we look at it, the tag team champions are Johnny Swinger and Simon Diamond. That'll be interesting to see. Then we're going to have an interview with AJ Styles where he is verbally attacking Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett's not going to be able to make the main event tonight, which means Shane Douglas, which is AJ's best friend on the show right now, will win the match, and AJ will not have to defend his title. Shane will let him go. But then if the main event comes, Jeff Jarrett's going to make his appearance. He is going to come out. He's going to be looking like he ain't going to be able to make it. He's going to get that second wind in him. He's going to upset Shane Douglas. When he beats Shane Douglas, AJ Styles is going to be so mad. He's going to run to the ring. He is going to take out Jeff Jarrett. And this is going to be for a future match in the upcoming episode. Maybe we can do that the next episode or so. We'll see. But this is what it run down. The overall rating would be 57 for Teddy Hart versus Chris Sabin, 41% crowd reaction. Match quality, 74%, not too bad. Okay, up next, we had the Michael Shane versus Frankie Kazarian. The overall rating, 61%. Crowd's reaction was 44%. The match quality was 78%. Okay, Jeff Jarrett's backstage attack after he gets attacked by AJ Styles is going to get 79% overall rating. Then we got the Amazing Red versus Elix Skipper, which was a 75% overall, which has 61% crowd reaction. Match quality was 89%. Wow. What a crowd reaction. All right. America's Most Wanted backstage interview. They do a good job. It's 57%. I thought it would be better than that. But anyway, their match quality was only 72. The overall was 66%. The crowd reaction was 61%. Okay, now the last part, we're going to actually, after this, and then AJ Styles, he gets 81% overall reaction for his verbal attack on Jeff Jarrett. And then Jeff Jarrett, who was not going to be able to make it to the ring, 75% rating, 78 crowd reaction. Match quality was only 70% though. But that's what's going to lead us to the final part of this, which are segments. Here they are right here on the segment. Overall rating was 71%. Now let's check out and see how many people actually tuned in for this event. That's what we're going to find out here in just a second. We'll find that out in just a minute. But the thing is that we're going to try to do this every week. We're going to talk a little bit of topics. Then we're going to do our booking wrestling, which means we're going to do the whole deal. Here we are, and let's see. Let's go to Extreme Mail. All right, let's go back. It says Teddy Hart and Chris Sabin work pretty well together, so that could be future deal. We knew America's Most Wanted was a good tag team together, so yeah. All right, we had a 0.24 buy rate. Okay. The attendance for the show was 3,879 people. It looks like we made $600,000 off of pay-per-view revenue, and we made $50,427 off of ticket sales. So not too bad of a deal there. We're going to try to tune in next week, so we're going to keep this bracket here. So next week when we start talking about some stuff, we can kind of get into it and build from there. We're going to try to do at least a month's worth. So it means we're going to go on the game from July to August and see how it goes booking TNA in 2003 or with the 2003 roster. So we're going to do that. We're also going to write down our buy rates and stuff and see how much, how many people attended and how much money we made off of it. So make sure you tune in next week. We're going to try to do a live thing Saturday for Dominion. And then we will see where we can go from there on this. So make sure if you did not subscribe, I'm telling you it's going to get better and better each week. It may have been a little slow this week or whatnot, but we're going to try to do better. So just make sure you tune in, subscribe. We're going to talk more about Dominion. We're going to talk more about NJPW. We're going to talk more about Impact. Probably not going to be much WWE product on here because a lot of people talk about WWE. WWE to me is, I just can't get into it no more. So I'm trying to get into other stuff. I'm way into New Japan, so that's nothing new. I'm just trying to see if we can get into some Impact. Maybe go back and review some old videos as well. Maybe we'll do more than one video a week. Maybe we'll do a live review. How about that? Would you like us to do a live watch along on an Impact show or something like that? So let's just do that. We'll try to do one of those next week or something. Let's see about that and everything. But anyway, I am the Chosen One, BDT. I hope you enjoyed this week's show, and we'll catch you on the flip side. Everybody have fun, all right?